Hello there guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and on this video there is lots to negotiate about. So I am going to be talking with you a bit more about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, also going to be giving you a bit more additional information on Paul Pogba. So basically now I am going to give you my verdict on Paul Pogba. But the first thing I'm going to start with is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now Ole Gunnar Solskjaer of course is planning his future with Manchester United. Now, obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been at Manchester United now over the year, so he's been here around 15 months. By the way, tomorrow it will be his 1 year anniversary of being permanent Manchester United manager. Tomorrow he has been Manchester United manager for a year on a permanent basis. So I do presume that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be celebrating tomorrow. Obviously, there's plenty of positives you can take so far from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's reign. There's also a lot of negatives as well. But I think the positives is that, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, has got a lot of trustworthy in his young players. Because, like he revealed at the start of this season, he said that, the young players would get given their opportunities. And, the youngsters have been given their opportunities. And, it basically, he replicates Alex Ferguson in that aspect because, Ferguson developed a lot of young players. But I've got to say, the young players that have done really, really well this season, I think Mason Greenwood's done really, really well. I think this is Mason Greenwood's first season in the senior squad. Now, Mason Greenwood seldom starts in the Premier League. He has played a couple of times, but he tends to play more in the cup games, does Mason Greenwood. And you can play him as a number 9, and you can also play him on the right-hand side. You can say he's a good backup, is Mason Greenwood. Also, too, Brandon Williams, he's done well in the games he's played in this season, and this is only his first season in the senior squad. Alex Tuanzebe, he did well earlier on in the season. James Garner, now a lot of United fans are demanding that, he should get more opportunities next season. Because let's be honest, James Garner has seldom played. He hasn't really played a lot. So yeah, he needs to get more opportunities next season. Angel Gomez, my own perception on him, that I don't really have a perception on him, to be quite honest with you, because he's seldom played under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as Angel Gomez, and the main explanation for this is because there's uncertainty over Angel Gomez's future. Now, obviously, Man United do want to keep him. Don't forget, reports came out the other week saying, wanted to get him a new contract worth around £25,000 a week. He recently said Chelsea, had expressed an interest in the player, but basically we need to resolve Angel Gomez's future. So probably, will be staying at the club. Also, to Chong, his appearances have been limited. Now, don't forget, a couple of weeks ago, Man United did give him a new 2-year contract with an option of a further year. So, revert back to what I said, it's good that Solskjaer's given the youngsters a chance. But when he first came in anywhere, when he replaced Jose Mourinho back in December 2018, Solskjaer did say everybody would get their chances to express themselves. So this is one thing, I do credit Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for. Also, a couple of other things I credit Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for is that, Manchester United have been in a very, very good vein of form. Obviously, it does seem a while ago now since football was last played. But, we are on an 11-game unbeaten run. And that's our best vein of form since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the interim manager. So you've also, got to credit him for that. Also, too, you've got to credit, the players that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has, recommended in so far, because he has recruited 5 players in 3 transfer windows. Obviously, last summer he brought Daniel James in for around £15 million. And I thought, I think he's done really, really well at Manchester United, if I'm going to be quite honest with you, as Daniel James. Hasn't been brilliant in the last month or so, but I think prior to that, he has done really, really well. I've got to be honest, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been overplaying Daniel James a little bit. But, the aspects of his game that need to improve. Maybe some of his crossing needs to improve. Maybe some of his tracking back needs to improve. But prior to that, nothing much raw really needs to improve about Daniel James. I think he's been one of our fastest players this season, but got to be honest, he was a really, really good buy from Swansea. Came all the way from the Championship to the Premier League, and I've got to say he has exceeded expectations, and I'm surprised he's played as many games to the extent as he has done. Obviously, we brought Anwan Bissaka in for around, was it £45 million? he's also done really, really well for us. We did say, didn't we, early on this season that, we need to see the attacking side of Wan-Bissaka's game, and recently we have seen the attacking side of his game, but I've got to be honest, Wan-Bissaka's defensive contributions always been very, very good, so he was also a good buy. Harry Maguire, we paid £80 million for him, and I've got to say, he's addressed our defensive deficiencies as Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire is the most expensive defender in the world and the second most expensive signing at the football club. But I've got to say his composure is good, his calmness is very, very good, his distribution's also very, very immense. Very, very good centre-half is Harry Maguire, and I do believe he will get better. But he was a good buy from Leicester last summer because Man United desperately needed a centre-half. And we made the right decision by giving him the captaincy. We give Harry Maguire the captaincy due to Ashley Young's departure. So this is why we did give him the captaincy. And obviously, in the January transfer window, Solsjaker recommended Bruno Fernandes in for around £68 million with add-ons included. And Bruno Fernandes has enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. He's got 3 goals and 4 assists or something like that. And basically, Bruno Fernandes is replicating what he did in his 2.5 years at Sporting Lisbon. But, definitely the best player Man United have recruited in since the Alex Ferguson era. And we've recruited over 30-odd players in since the Ferguson era, and also invested a lot of money, in all the managerial eras since the Ferguson era. But Bruno Fernandes, very, very good buy. He's making the difference in the team. And this is why, we've been so good recently, because he's making the difference in the team. He's instrumental. Don't forget, he got Premier League Player of the Month for February. And very, very good player is Bruno Fernandes. And I think, Solskjaer's been urged to build a team around Bruno Fernandes. But our win ratio has been far superior, with him in the team. Of course, when Bruno Fernandes wasn't in the team. So let's just put that into the equation. And obviously, he also got Odion Ighalo in on loan, did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer on deadline day in January. Obviously, Man United did pay around £3 or £4 million to get Odion Ighalo in on loan. Man United are paying like a third of his wages. Obviously, there was talks coming out not too long ago saying that, it's very likely that Man United are going to get Odion Ighalo in on a permanent basis. Solskjaer did recently make that admission, and it's been revealed how much it will cost Man United to get Odion Ighalo on a permanent basis. It will cost us around £15 million to get Odion Ighalo in on a permanent basis. Now, I think, even Odion Ighalo revealed that, he's even willing to take a pay cut to, remain at Manchester United. But Sky Sports, they came out yesterday, and this could convince him to turn down a permanent move. Sky Sports reported, I was in a few other media outlets, they said that his parent club, Shanghai Shenhua, are willing to offer him around 400 grand a week before tax, plus a 2-year contract extension, because I think he's under contract with Shanghai Shenhua until 2022 is the player. But hopefully, we can get him permanently. I think we are looking to extend his loan until the 30th of June due to the coronavirus pandemic, because his loan spell ends with Man United on the 31st of May. But he's enjoyed a good start to his Man United career, 4 goals in 3 starts, and he's totally comparison to our other attacking players is Odion Ighalo. He's an option of a different type of centre forward. His hold-up play is also very, very good. So we did make the right decision by recommending him in, because Man United needed a striker. I've got to say as well, he's a good cover-up for Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford, of course, is out with a back injury, and I think he's expected back when the season does resume. But he has been a big miss as Marcus Rashford. So, yeah, so I've got to give him a lot of credit, Solskjaer, for the 5 players he's recommended in so far. Also, too, he has let a lot of the deadwood go. Around 9 players in total have left since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's arrival. Obviously, we saw Ashley Young leave this year after he enjoyed 8.5 years at Manchester United. He went to Inter Milan. We saw Marcus Rojo go out on loan this year to Estudiantes. Rojo basically had to go anyway. I think we are going to negotiate on getting rid of Marcus Rojo on a permanent transfer when his loan spell ends with Estudiantes. Don't forget, Man United loaned Chris Smalling out to Roma. After he enjoyed 9 years at Manchester United, Chris Smalling. These actually, still a possibility chance that Smalling could return to Man United when his loan spell ends with Roma. If Roma qualify for the Champions League, and then maybe, he could end up staying at Roma, or he could go to another team, not Manchester United. But he's out on loan with Roma, is Chris Smalling. Also, too, Man United let Darmian go last summer. That was the right decision. The only infuriating thing is that, we let him go for next to nothing. Basically, we should have sold Darmian, was it, a couple of years ago. Then we would have at least recouped the money that we paid for him from Torino, because we paid around 12.7 million for him from Torino, was it, back in 2015. I think Darmian enjoyed like 4 years with the football club. But, we only got like £1 million for him. But he's at Parma now. Obviously, we saw Marion Fellaini leave back in January 2019 after he endured 6 years at the football club. We got him back under the David Moyes era for just over £27 million. And he was the first player that actually, left under Ole Gunnar Solsjaker, because Fellaini left before Ole Gunnar Solsjaker got the job permanently. Obviously, we saw Herrera leave last summer after he endured 5 years at Manchester United. He went on a free transfer, did Ander Herrera. Man United paid £30 million to him from Atletico, was it Bilbao, back in 2014. So it was a shame, that we couldn't, cash in for the player, so we ended up letting him go on a free transfer. But Herrera was a very, very good servant to Man United. Also, too, we saw Romelu Lukaku leave last summer. He went to Inter Milan. Lukaku, of course, endured 2 years at Manchester United. He was exceptional his first season, Lukaku. He scored 27 goals in his first season. Didn't really replicate that in his second season, though, when he was at Man United. He basically had to go in the end, did Lukaku, because, he initially lost his place in the team, so he had to go. And don't forget, the other week, Lukaku was talking a lot about Solskjaer, saying that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wanted to keep him. And, saying that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wanted to keep him. This is what, Lukaku would say. But Lukaku believes that we're going in the right direction under Solskjaer, and that we are making the right decisions, and we are recruiting the right players in. But I've got to say, he's firing all cylinders at Inter Milan, is Lukaku. But in his 2 years at Man United, he scored 42 goals in 96 games in all competitions. But looking at it from a financial point of view, we would have been very, very happy, because we got like 70-odd million pounds for Lukaku's departure. So he went, and obviously, Alexis Sanchez went out on loan. And I think the club will be negotiating on getting rid of him on a permanent transfer. Even though Solskjaer did say back in January that, he will come back to Man United to prove everybody wrong. Now, that is not the case. So, despite him being on loan at Inter Milan, Man United are still paying the vast majority of Alexis Sanchez's wages. I think we're still paying him around, £300,000 a week. But we get rid of him permanently, it will free up our wage bill completely, because when he was at Man United, he was on 400 grand a week, potentially rising up to 500 grand a week based on the image rights and the bonuses. But Sanchez did enjoy a difficult 18 months, didn't he, with Manchester United. Only managed 5 goals in 45 appearances in all competitions. Had a lot of injuries during his time with Man United, Sanchez. So, we'll get rid of him on a permanent transfer. And, of course, Man United loaned Dean Henderson out. But Dean Henderson is expected to come back to Manchester United after his loan spell with Sheffield United. Because I've got to say, he's been a revelation for Sheffield United. And I think Manchester United made the right decision by, loaning Dean Henderson out, because it has gained him more experience. I probably think, when Dean Henderson comes back, he will be our number one goalkeeper. Then that means David De Gea will lose his place in the team. There's a chance that David De Gea could leave Manchester United in the summer. He could leave Manchester United in the summer. I think if David De Gea does decide to leave Manchester United, I think he'll make a return back to Spain. Because obviously, Real Madrid have been relentlessly linked with David De Gea. Revert back to 2015. Real Madrid were so close to getting him, but due to a fax machine on deadline day, the deal never materialised. So De Gea, of course, remained at Manchester United. PSG and also Juventus have been in for him. Now, as you all know, De Gea has been a long servant at Manchester United. He's now into his 9th season at the football club. He has enjoyed 8 years here. And I've got to analyse it and say he's had a good 6.5 years out of the 8 years he's been here. I've got to say, at least in the last year and a half or even couple of years, De Gea has been a liability, reflecting on the calamitous mistakes he's made, and his distribution also hasn't been that good. But, I still admire him, because I think he's had a fantastic career for Man United, and Solskjaer still does believe that De Gea is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. But yeah, he has been here since the Alex Ferguson era. We paid around £17 million for him from Atletico Madrid, David De Gea. And, he's won everything here domestically. He's won the club's player of the year 4 times out of the past 6 years, reflect on his good run of performances. And he's made, is it just over 300 appearances in all competitions? I think, is it nearly 400 appearances in all competitions he's made? Or is it 400 appearances he's made in all competitions, the goalkeeper? And last September, David De Gea signed a new long-term contract worth around £375,000 a week. But I do believe we could get in the 60 odd or 70 odd £1 million range for David De Gea. But, when he was the best, I've got to say, he was probably worth around £100 million. So he could be moved on. But I think, Solskjaer's planning to get rid of more players in the summer anyway. I think Man United are going to get rid of around 5 players in the summer transfer window. I definitely do believe that Jesse Lingard and Andres Pereira are going to leave because they are 2 liabilities. And Lingard has lost the confidence of Solskjaer. Since the arrival of Bruno Fernandes, Lingard has found game time very difficult. And since McTominay's come back, Andres Pereira has found game time very, very difficult. Lingard's been here for several years, and he's had some good spells as a Man United player. But look at his stats last year. He didn't register 1 goal or 1 single assist in the Premier League. And Lingard has got just under 16 months left on his contract. Andres Pereira, he's got... is he under contract with a football club until 2023? So there are 2 players that do need to be moved on. I can assure that Manchester United will move Phil Jones on because he doesn't even get any opportunities now. Phil Jones is now into his 9th season at Manchester United. Yes, he is. And, you've got Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof that are our first choice centre-halves, and you've got May and Tuanzebe that are our backups. So Phil Jones is not going to get in the team, and the club made the wrong decision last season by giving Phil Jones a new long-term contract. So yeah, we're going to get rid of around 5 players in the summer transfer window. Yes, we are in that. But, like I said, so there is positives to take from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's reign so far. The negatives is that, Man United have enjoyed their worst start to a Premier League season for 30 years. So this is the worst we've ever been in the Premier League era. Obviously, for the vast majority of the time, Solskjaer has been permanent manager. It has been very, very, it's been bad. And this is also another negative because his record prior to the 11-game unbeaten run since he was permanent Manchester United manager has been disastrous. But also too, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's record was disastrous at Cardiff. Solskjaer only enjoyed a short tenure with Cardiff. He only managed around 28 or 29 games. The main explanation why he got sacked from Cardiff is because he ended up getting Cardiff relegated. And for the vast majority of this season, Solskjaer hasn't really had a plan A, he hasn't really had a plan B, and he has been tactically naive, so you can also say that is the negatives. But I've got to say, in the 11 games we've been unbeaten, my perceptions have been totally comparison on Solskjaer because he's had some plan A's, had some plan B's, he's been making the right decisions in this 11-game unbeaten run, and he's also showed a lot of tactical flexibility. So that's something, I've got to credit him for. And like I mentioned, I'll credit Solskjaer when he deserves to be credited, but I'll criticise Solskjaer when he deserves to be criticised. And that's one thing I can tell you. Now, we know that obviously, Solskjaer was a great player for Manchester United for 11 years and he flourished under Alex Ferguson's guidance. So I've got to credit, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for that because he was a fantastic player for the football club. He did actually, reveal, Solskjaer, that he got mocked in the dressing room when Alex Ferguson signed him back in 1996. But as a manager, he is inexperienced, and that is an element of concern. But the longer Solskjaer remains in the managerial role at Manchester United, he's going to be gaining more managerial experience. But I've got to say, Manchester United have really, really turned a corner. And, Man United have got a few ambitions this season, and one of those ambitions is the Europa League. Because the Europa League is a chance for us getting some silverware on the board, plus it's another route to Champions League qualification. Also, the FA Cup is a priority for us because that's a chance for us getting some silverware on the board. And Solskjaer's progressed us to the last eight of the Europa League, so that's another thing you can credit him for. We're emerged as one of the favourites to win the Europa League. He's progressed us to the FA Cup quarter-finals. It is his sixth season on the trot, by the way. We've got to the FA Cup quarter-finals. So Man United can get some silverware on the board this season. As it stands in league at the moment, we are sitting fifth. So we are in a Champions League spot, because fifth is a Champions League spot. Because obviously, Manchester City are banned from the Champions League for the next 2 seasons. So yeah, there's things I can credit Solskjaer for, and there's also, negativity as well that I've just basically, gone through with you. But, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer deserves to stay at Manchester United. Like I mentioned on one of my videos the other day, I think he deserves at least another season at the football club. And okay, if it doesn't work out going on into next season, then I would get Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Then I would recommend another manager in. Probably, will be Mauricio Pochettino, because he's been linked with a managerial role at Manchester United, hasn't he? Don't forget. Don't forget, after we sacked Jose Mourinho in December 2018, Mauricio Pochettino was relentlessly linked with a managerial role at Manchester United. I think, Man United did make a mistake by not getting Pochettino in, and we did make a mistake by giving Ole Gunnar Solskjaer the job permanently. We're giving the job permanently, reflecting on what he did when he was the interim manager. But yeah, we've been relentlessly linked with Pochettino, and don't forget, earlier on in the season, Pochettino was in negotiations with a football club, because he was interested in replacing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at Manchester United. But when Pochettino got sacked from Tottenham last year, he basically confirmed that he wanted an immediate return to management. He said not too long ago he wants to return to management. But even if Man United were to get Pochettino in, it wouldn't be until the end of the season, so it would avoid us paying compensation. Pochettino's been linked with a move back to Tottenham, because quite clearly Tottenham are unhappy with Jose Mourinho. Real Madrid have also been long admirers of Mauricio Pochettino, but Pochettino is totally comparison to Solskjaer, and I think he's a better manager than Solskjaer, because obviously he's well proven in the Premier League. He's good at developing young players, is Pochettino, like Solskjaer is, but Pochettino hasn't won out in terms of silverware. That's my only element of concern about him. Pochettino endured 5.5 years with Tottenham, and Tottenham were competing in and out of the top four in that 5.5 years Pochettino was there. Well, the vast majority of that 5.5 year tenure, because in the last couple of years of Pochettino's tenure, Tottenham were becoming title contenders, but Tottenham definitely made a mistake by getting rid of Mauricio Pochettino. He's managed 3 clubs so far as Pochettino. He began his managerial career with Espanyol, managed Southampton, guided them to their highest ever finish, and also to, endured 5.5 years with Tottenham. But he's been linked with a few managerial roles as Pochettino. But, could still be possibly Manchester United's next manager. I think he did say, by the way, if he was to come in as well, he'd want control of the transfers, and he wouldn't want Ed Woodward at the football club. But I think, we need to stick with Solskjaer for next season. But the main explanations why we decide to take Solskjaer instead of Pochettino, because look what Solskjaer did in that 3 months. Also, too, Solskjaer was a cheaper solution. And plus, Solskjaer knows the culture and that of the club. Pochettino doesn't know the club as well as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So these are the reasons why I think, we did recommend him in. But like I mentioned, Solskjaer deserves another season at Manchester United, to see what he can do. We've got to give him at least a couple of more transfer windows to see who else he can recommend in. And I think if Man United can get the right calibre players in the summer transfer window, I think we can become title contenders. Solskjaer did actually say he thinks we need around 3 signings to become title contenders. And he's obviously, identified where Manchester United need to strengthen up, because there's still deficiencies in the squad that need to be addressed. Man United need a centre forward. Man United need a right winger, and I think we also need a central midfielder. But as it's confirmed, Man United and Ed Woodward are going to be contacting a lot of agents and players in weeks to come. And obviously, Solskjaer has got the backing of Ed Woodward. Not only Ed Woodward, he's got the backing of the Glazers, and also a lot of our players are determined to back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But like I mentioned, he has been here over the year, and he knows Solskjaer, if he's given another season at the club, that he's got many expectations to exceed. Definitely that. The expectations will be much bigger next season, because I think the expectations at the start of this season were to finish in that top 4 and I think get some silverware on the board. But yeah, so we will see what happens going on into next season. But it is a transition period. It's a transition period, and like Solskjaer revealed at the beginning of the year, he's hopeful that we can get through this transition period. But it's only his first full season at Man United, and don't forget, he's still in the process of rebuilding, because Solskjaer is inheriting the vast majority of Jose Mourinho's players, and Solskjaer recently came out and revealed how much he had to change Manchester United when he replaced Mourinho. I've got to say, a lot of things have changed under Solskjaer, since Mourinho left. He's changed the tactics, he's changed the players, he's changed the personnel, and he seems to have galvanised the team, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And another difference is as well that Solskjaer hasn't got any disputes with any of our players, such as Mourinho. He had bad disputes with the top players, such as Martial, Luke Shaw, Paul Pogba, and I think them players would have been gone now if Jose Mourinho would have still been here. But a lot of things have changed under Solskjaer. Now, obviously, Mourinho enjoyed 2.5 years at Man United and didn't work out under him. He did win 2 trophies in his first season, did Mourinho, but basically, just wasn't good enough. And I've got to say, I think we recommended Jose Mourinho in too late. But Solskjaer's inheriting so many players from other managerial eras, such as Mourinho, Louis van Gaal, still Murray from the David Moyes era. Still a couple of players here, isn't there, from the Alex Ferguson era. So let's just put that into the equation. And not all managers settle in straight away. Prime example, Klopp, when he first went into Liverpool, his records was disastrous, and it took him time to get him to a level where he wants to be. Ferguson, when we first recommended him in, he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Manchester United, Alex Ferguson, when we recommended him in from Aberdeen back in 1984. And there was our board and that were negotiating on getting rid of, Sir Alex Ferguson. He was like one game away from getting the sack, but didn't. And look what he went and accomplished after that 4 years of not winning anything. He was unbelievable, and the vast majority of silverware we have won came under Alex Ferguson. And obviously, since Fergie left, we have been playing catch-up. We saw Moyes come in, didn't work out under David Moyes. That was the only mistake Ferguson made, was recommending Moyes in. Then obviously, Louis van Gaal didn't work out under him, won the FA Cup, and didn't work out under Jose Mourinho on that. And, Man United are not really known for the sacking club, despite the fact that we've sacked 3 managers. And it's not always the right solution, persistently sacking managers, because there hasn't only been problems with the management this season. A lot of United fans have been, doubting the club's ownership. They've also been criticising Ed Woodward a lot. So there's been a lot of problems at the club in the last 6 or 7 years or so. So yeah, give him another season. My verdict on Paul Pogba is, by the way, I want to give you an update on, is that I think he's going to be staying at Manchester United at least for another year, is Paul Pogba. I think, because obviously, due to the coronavirus pandemic, and plus we're very sceptical that Real Madrid or Juventus will be able to finalise a deal for Paul Pogba. Because I think we are willing to sell Paul Pogba if he does want to leave. But I think, we're willing to sell him for £100 million at least. Maybe, we'd demand more than £100 million for the player. Now, obviously, last summer, we wanted around £180 million for Paul Pogba, and Real Madrid were not willing to pay that. So this is why his move to Real Madrid didn't materialise. So I think he could end up, staying at Manchester United, Paul Pogba. Don't forget, the Daily Mail reported out yesterday saying, we're set to open up negotiations with Pogba over extending his contract with the club until 2022. Because as it stands at the moment, Pogba's got a year left on his contract with an option of a further year. More than likely, Man United will trigger that 1-year extension on his contract. But there's still uncertainty over Paul Pogba's future. Obviously, Ed Woodward and obviously his agent Mini Raiola have been in negotiations to try and come to a decision on his future. Also, too, Mini Raiola, as you all know, has been talking a lot about Paul Pogba. And he's been talking a lot about Manchester United in general since the turn of the year. Mini Raiola said he wants to take a great footballer to Real Madrid. And he also revealed that Paul Pogba is having a complicated time at Manchester United. Because, since Paul Pogba rejoined Manchester United from Juventus back in 2016, he has had a long-running transfer saga. He's been subject to a lot of transfer speculation this year. Last summer, a lot of talks about him leaving under the Mourinho era. So we just basically need to resolve his future. Manchester United, of course, paid £89 million for Paul Pogba. Barcelona and also too PSG have been in for him in the past. I think if he was to leave, he'd make a return back to Juventus. because he did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus, did Paul Pogba. But I think Solsjaker, would like to keep him because he's excited about the prospect of Pogba playing alongside Bruno Fernandes in our midfield. Do you think they'd make a good midfield partnership? They do have similarities, and that could be similarities in style, and that could be an element of concern. But Pogba, would operate in the number 8 if, he was to play with Bruno Fernandes in our starting lineup. Definitely in that. But Pogba said the other week he was interested in staying at Man United and extending his contract. Solskjaer reiterated what he said and said that Paul Pogba will remain at the football club. But then there was reports coming out the other week saying, he's likely to be sold. This is what it was basically saying, and we will accept £100 million for the player. This is what it basically said. And when the season does resume, Paul Pogba will be playing because he has been stepping up his fitness regime. He was back in training the other week, was the player. So, yeah, that's my verdict on Pogba. Could be now staying at Man United. He did tell our teammates a while back, though, he wants to leave Manchester United and all of that. So, anyway, that's mainly everything to update you with. There'll be more videos coming up soon. I've been talking with you a lot about Sancho, haven't I, recently? And Grealish and, Kane and all our other transfer targets because they're the players Man United are in for. But, yeah. So, anyway, guys, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.